You have likely been told throughout your life that you are too sensitive and need to toughen up. You may have spent years apologizing for your emotions. However, I want to clarify that the diagnosis you've received is incorrect. You're not weak or a mistake. You are what psychologists call a highly sensitive person, or a supersensor. While others perceive the world in standard definition, your brain captures it in 8K resolution. Today, we will explore the neuroscience that demonstrates your sensitivity is not a flaw, but rather a high-performance radar system essential for understanding yourself. This is not merely a personality trait, it is biological. Research indicates that your brain processes information differently from 80% of the population. Consider the human brain as a camera. Most people record the world in standard definition, perhaps 720p, which is efficient but limited. In contrast, your brain lacks a filter, a condition known as low latent inhibition. While most brains ignore 90% of sensory input to conserve energy, yours treats everything as significant. You perceive the texture of a chair, the hum of a refrigerator, and the emotions of those around you simultaneously. This heightened awareness can lead to feeling overwhelmed, but it also allows you to notice beauty, patterns, and solutions that others miss. Your mirror neurons are also hyperactive. These neurons enable empathy, allowing you to not only understand someone's sadness, but to physically feel it in your own body. You are an emotional sponge in a world filled with emotional spills. Finally, you possess a depth of processing that is often misunderstood. This is referred to as the pause-to-check strategy. In conversations or decision-making, you may feel slower than others, leading to self-criticism for hesitating or overthinking. However, you are not slow, you are thorough. While others engage in shallow processing, reacting to immediate stimuli, your brain connects the present moment with past memories, predicts future outcomes, and analyzes meaning deeply. Meaning behind the words. You aren't hesitating because you are confused. You are hesitating because your brain is running a complex simulation to ensure the best possible outcome that is not a bug. That is high-level computation. Now you might be asking if this makes life so hard. Why did evolution keep this trait? This is the most important part. If being sensitive was a weakness, natural selection would have eliminated it thousands of years ago. But it didn't. It kept it. Why? Because the tribe needs you. In ancient times, the warriors, the non-sensitive majority, were essential for hunting and fighting. They were bold and risk-taking, but a tribe of only warriors would die. They would rush into danger without a plan. The tribe needed royal advisors. That is, you. You were the one who noticed the weather changing before the storm hit. You were the one who sensed that the neighboring tribe was lying. Your weakness is actually a sophisticated early warning system. Society today is loud, fast, and aggressive. It is built for the warriors. That is why you feel out of place. But do not mistake being out of place for being without value. I know that carrying this radar comes with a cost because you process everything so deeply. You reach your limit faster when you suddenly shut down or need to hide in a dark room. That is not you being dramatic. That is your RAM being full. Your system has overheated. But science has a beautiful metaphor for this. Most people are like dandelions. They are resilient. They can grow anywhere in a crack in the sidewalk or a beautiful garden. They are fine regardless of the environment. But you are an orchid. If you try to grow in a harsh, noisy, or toxic environment, you will wither. You will struggle more than the dandelions. And for years, you've probably blamed yourself for not being a dandelion. But the research shows something amazing called vantage sensitivity. When an orchid is placed in the right environment with the right light, the right soil, and the right care, it doesn't just survive. It blooms with a complexity and beauty that the dandelion can never achieve. You don't need to toughen up to survive the sidewalk. You need to move yourself to the greenhouse. When you curate your life to support your sensitivity, you don't just catch up to others, you surpass them. So here is my prescription for you. Stop trying to install a tougher filter. You cannot change your biology, and you shouldn't want to. The world has enough numbness. We don't need you to be thicker skinned. We need you to be exactly who you are. But you must protect your gift. Build your boundaries. Honor your need for silence. And the next time someone tells you that you are too sensitive, take a breath. Smile internally and remember the truth. You do not have a defect. You are just seeing the world in a K resolution. And in a world that is increasingly disconnected, your ability to feel is not a burden. It is the very thing that makes you human. And because you possess this high-resolution radar, you might have instinctively built a wall around your private life. You might be that person who logs on watches but rarely posts to the outside world. You look like a ghost, but psychology suggests that this silence isn't empty. It might be a sign of a completely different kind of strength. If you want to know if your digital silence is a sign of high confidence or hidden anxiety, click on this video right here. I break down the psychology of the online ghost and why stepping back from the feed might be the healthiest thing a super sensor can do. I'll see you over there.